Hello and good evening. Welcome back to a brand new episode of NESportscast with Ricky and Larry. Rick, how you doing, my man? We've had some football. We've had a couple of days of football in the last week. Nothing too exciting, really. Apart from some incidents. But how you doing? First
Jose
of all,
being Jose. No, I'm good, man.
Yeah, of course.
No, I'm decent. I'm good. It's been nice to kind of just chill, no stress, team not playing, not worried whether we're going to perform bad or good or bang average or even below average. So yeah, it's been decent. It's been good. I am looking forward to the new season though, but I don't know why I've got so much optimism and confidence, because if the last season's to go anything by.
That's true. That's true. But you always have to go into a season with some sort of confidence, and then lose the first 3 games of the season, and then it becomes a nightmare. So it's you're right. Obviously, there's no heartaches apart from the only thing that's giving me heartache right now is watching Ferrari in any F1 race. It doesn't matter where.
Is that how you feel? We'll touch into that.
I'm definitely going to have to touch onto that because I've got some more venting to do about Ferrari. Brand new season, same old bullshit with Ferrari. But it's without the teams playing, it's different, isn't it? Because we don't really do much when you think about it. I don't know, when you think of life or throughout the year, you always judge your time throughout the season, and then between sort of June and August, you think, what is this? What is this time?
Now what do we do? Especially with the World Cup being in Winter World Cup, there's literally nothing to kind of tell us footy to look forward to in the sporting thing. But you know what? We're not saddos. Maybe.
Yeah, we are a little bit.
We've got other interests as well. But yeah, now to be fair, mate, I'll be honest with you. Like I've been sweet. Footy not been on. It's been a bit of a kind of one of those, like you just mentioned, on the weekend. What do you do with it? What do you look forward to at 3:00 or your lunchtime kickoff? Because you got used to that routine. Now he's trying to get to a different routine. Because before, we were watching lunchtime kickoff, keeping up with the score by 3:00. Evening
watching it on other channels, not Sky.
Watching somewhere else that's not allowed to be broadcast in the UK, but somewhere else. So, no, I've been good, man. I've been good. But I've made to kind of fill that football void. I started watching Ted Lasso. I put it on the group chat as well.
Very good, very
Ted
good.
Lasso. So highly recommend it. Highly recommend it.
I haven't started watching that yet, but it is definitely on my list to watch because it's everything that I'm looking forward. Everything that I look forward to in a TV show, isn't it? You got football. You've got a great what's it called, actor as Ted Lasso. It's all good. It's all good. I look forward to start watching that. To be fair, but it's 3 seasons in right now. I think season 3 has just been.
I think that's it. I think that's season 3. That's it. I don't think they're going to do a season 4.
I mean, fair enough. Obviously, I haven't watched it, so I can't.
Kept it sweet. To be fair, it's quite good because I think it's one of those. If it goes for any longer, you think like, maybe we should have left it at 3.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're going to go from there.
Once you win all the cups,
Well, once you watch it, you'll realize to be like, actually, do you know what? Like, they've left it.
Okay, that's pretty. To be fair, that's pretty good because it's sort of it's maybe not as I would expect it. They win all the trophies and then that's the end of that. Maybe there's going to be some heartaches, but anyway, that's going to be a conversation for another time once I start watching that because it sounds pretty good. To be fair, but we did have, like I said, we did have a couple of days of football. We had to start off with real quick, just have a chat about the Europa League and just
the Seville Cup, Europa League.
Well, Seville Cup, yeah, that's right. That's pretty much what it should be classed as, right? Really, the Sevilla Trophy.
But it again.
I think with there was a lot of controversy after the game, and from what I saw and from what I understand, in terms of the ref, I don't really see that he did much wrong, to be honest with you. Like, I mean, what was there any?
No, I
don't think there was any crazy calls. Was there?
No, I watched bits of it, not all of it. But it all again comes down to, I think, the penalty shout out that Mourinho's been going crazy for, the handball. You look at the other game that happened on the weekend, the FA Cup final, and you've seen some of those given. You know what I mean? Where the arm is in a natural position where the players with the arms effectively like a star. Not so much a star because that would be shoulder height, but you know what I mean, kind of away from the midline of their body and slightly outwards. And And then, because you saw what got given on the weekend, and you think, right, it's all about the consistency. Because if they was consistent with all of them, then nobody would have a problem with it. But you've seen them get given against your team, and then you're like, why are we not getting this? I can understand why Mourinho did that, but overall, the ref didn't do anything wrong. I think it was a typical Mourinho team performance: score early, and then look to waste time as much as you can. We
didn't expect anything else, by the way.
Look for every call, nothing else, and it's sad. It was sad because it's a final. You expect, but again, that's what Mourinho does.
That's what Mourinho does, and he wins. At the end of the day, he wins trophies, isn't he? Yeah, he subscribed to the Vin Diesel way of thinking. Winning's winning, so he does it that way. And so like I said, there wasn't much wrong, but even let's say even if there was, he made a bad call, whatever it is that really reason enough for fans to start attacking him and his family at the airport? Is that reason enough for a manager who has had a great career? Let's say you can't deny that he's had a great career. With numerous teams, he's won trophies. Is that enough for him to sort of stoop to that level and, meet the guy out in the, this is what we used to do with kids, meet me outside, me and you 3 o'clock outside the school gates, all that type of stuff.
No,
that's what it felt like.
It's ridiculous. I couldn't believe it. Like when I saw him screaming, saying it's a flipping disgrace. Obviously, he used more colourful language than that.
Yeah.
Typical Mourinho, if he doesn't go his way, throw his dummy out.
He totally spat that out, didn't he? Yeah.
And I think he did that more to kind of like get the attention away from the team and the fact that the team lost. He's a tactician, Mourinho, on and off the field. It's very much the let's make the headlines about me rather than how Roma lost the final or how I lost the final. More to Mourinho's behaviour. Mourinho did this. And he knew what he was doing, because by him doing that, it kind of makes the fans feel that it's okay for them to then continue to do a similar type of behaviour, which, is bound to happen at the airport. They travelled to, where was it, Prague or somewhere, like Budapest or something like that, like in Eastern Europe. They all had to travel back home. It's all more or less going to be at the same airport. They were bound to run into the real
surprises that it's going to happen there, isn't it?
It's going to kick off, and I think I blame Mourinho for that. But like you mentioned, death threats. Oh, now come on, mate. Come on, it's a game of football.
The Italians are really, hot-blooded like that when it comes to football. They take it. The thing is, they take it too personally, as if the team's going to pay them. We don't get paid from these guys. Can we just keep? This is why sometimes, we like to joke about the teams and stuff like that, but we could never get that deep about a referee's decision or about a manager's decision to not put a player on.
The Italians need to start opening their palm out. Like, stop bringing your fingers and thumbs together, lads. Keep your palms out.
Exactly.
And just enjoy your day. Go and have your espresso. And
you got to. Go join Ferrari in any coffee shops, because I'm sure that's where you'll find them.
Maybe that's why they're so angry and salty. It's like
they're not winning shit.
Nothing is going for any part of their sport. Yeah, they're like literally not winning anything. Shite out footy, shite out fucking F1.
Formula One, all absolute trash. I don't know how they're
doing at rugby, but I'm sure they're not doing great at rugby or anything else like that. So
nothing. And about to get spanked in the Champions League as well. So there's literally.
I really hope they do. I really hope they do.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I do. I just want City. I want Guardiola to win it. I want those City players to win the Champions League. It's not even so much like City for the team. I want just those individuals. Kevin De Bruyne deserves a Champions League.
Yeah, he does.
Gundogan deserves a Champions League.
Haaland will deserve a Champions League, but
Haaland will win many.
He's got plenty of time.
But those kind of players deserve a Champions League, and you know what I mean? I think I get tired as well, and I've been one of those people for Guardiola. Like I've always said, he needs to prove it because he won it with Messi and so on and so forth. But reality, what he does.
I know, but I don't want to take that away. That saying of but has he won the Champions League with anyone else but Messi?
No, that's
if he wins, you can't use that anymore.
I was one of those. No, I don't. No, I'm tired of using it. I was one of those using it.
I still want to use it. I still want to use it a little bit.
It was against Chelsea, obviously, different story. But
for me, it's obviously they beat us to the title, fair enough, and I hate the fact that Man United still can claim the legacy of winning the treble, and I hate that. I hate that. Anything to do with Man United, I just hate that. I don't care about them. Don't care about the fans, the owners, the players. I don't care about the legacy. I couldn't give a flying toss about the legacy.
Kind of ruin it for you, don't you think? Like, it kind of ruin your feelings towards a team. So the fans ruining the legacy of we won the treble, like continuously talking about it all the time, right?
Yes.
And you don't do this for my next point. You don't do this. But I've got some Arsenal fans at work, and all they keep going on about is that unbeaten run, that unbeaten season, the Invincibles. Yeah, but we're invincible.
20 years ago, mate. 20 years ago, mate.
See, exactly.
It's
this
2
is why
decades,
you're
that. 2
fan.
decades.
Exactly. It means like, what are you talking about?
It's 2 decades. Look,
why another thing. I want another team now to go through the season and be. I don't care who it is. As long as
just someone has to do it. Yeah.
People up, and I'm just tired of hearing.
Bro, you could always just be like, yeah, but Preston North End did it before us. So
I know, but something more in the recent history, because they'll be like,
the only time I will pull that out is if someone brings up the past. Like this season, Chelsea have been shit, right?
Yeah.
If someone goes, yeah, but we won 2 Champions Leagues. All right, sound, but we went invincible. We got a gold trophy.
Exactly.
What's your point?
No, but I mean, like, no, because I am that person who brings up 2 Champions Leagues up.
You do bring it up.
My argument with that is something like, talk about something, I don't know, last 5 to 10 years, but like when you're going back to 2 decades when you were like a little, and the guys that I work with, bro, like they're probably 23.
Oh yeah.
They were probably born in the year of the Invincible.
There was literally 2-year-old. Yeah.
Like
It's
2-year-old, something along those lines. You think like, come on, mate. Like if you had witnessed that season and you saw how wonderful Henri was, because was it the season where he took the ball from his own half and then went all the way across?
Against Tottenham, yeah.
Was it against Spurs? Yeah, and the back heel that he did, I think, against Charlton.
No, sorry, no. I think that move. I think he pulled that off the season beforehand.
Or was it season before?
Yeah, season beforehand.
You see what I mean? We're talking about it. We've witnessed it. We saw it. We saw how great it was. But if I was born a year after or 2 years before that, like, do you know what I mean? Like we talking. That's what I'm talking about. Whereas, like, so you and I can talk about it, but some Arsenal fans is like, same with Liverpool fans as well. It's just like all they going back is like how amazing they were, like in the 80s and 70s and I think, no, I get that, lads. That's your history, but like talk about
obviously I can't talk about Arsenal's 89 winning season because shit, it was 2 years before I was born. Do you know what I mean? Like I hear about it. Obviously, I like to learn about it and watch some highlights and stuff like that. But I can't be like, oh yeah, but in '89 we did this. Like, no, we didn't because I wasn't born. So democracy wasn't even part of where we were born yet. So we had a lot of problems. All right.
Really wrong. Democracy. Never mind. Time to watch Arsenal.
Exactly. We didn't even know what Arsenal was at the time. All right. Let's just be honest with ourselves. So I can't use that. But no, you're right, and that's why I say to you, fans have to keep it realistic and they have to keep it unbiased as possible. Like I said, we watch matches, we get pissed off with certain decisions, players, they're not playing well, whatever. But that's where it ends. We talk about it here, or we talk about it at the pub, that type of stuff, and then that's where it ends. And then we move on to the next game.
Something for the fans. If you don't have a place where to talk about it, listen to NESportscast because we talk about it a lot. So this is therapy for you guys.
This is 100% the place for you to be at and have a chat about this type of situation. If you ever get frustrated, like you're at home, you sat watching it with your wife, and like, oh, who do I talk to? Get on NESportscast. That's what we on our Twitter. You can send in as many questions as you want. We'll have a debate, like a virtual debate. Yeah. But going back to the Roma game, like I said, I didn't see much wrong with Anthony Taylor to the point where obviously he got that sort of abuse, and yes, Mourinho was the total instigator there, and I think something should be done. I don't know how you feel about that. Like, do you think maybe the league should step in?
Well, you saw what happened with Klopp. Klopp made a comment about the referee, and automatically, I think he got like a touchline ban for 2 games or something.
2 games, 2 games.
Or they drew against Villa. The game that he was banned. Similar for Mourinho, like if not more than that, like he can't go out.
That's too far, isn't it? It's too far.
It's school ground stuff like, I'm going to catch you after science. I'm going to catch you after maths.
Yeah. Meet me behind the maths building. Yeah. What?
We'll see what it's like after PM registrations.
Yeah. Like, lunchtime, mate. Yeah, lunchtime. Don't have your lunch.
The buses or something. Like, what are you talking? It was ridiculous. And I think, like you say, he was the instigator that the scene or the scenes. Plural, what happened at the airport, and that's not fair. Like, not while he's walking with his wife and it's uncalled for.
It's too much, isn't it? No, it's too much for sure.
The game was boring, though, bro. Like the game was.
I watched bits of it, and I knew it was going to be one of those games where you knew what it was going to be. So,
a Mourinho counter-attacking team.
What? Mourinho with the word attack in it? No.
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it? It's weird to say it.
Did Tammy get injured, though, by the way, very quickly? Did Tammy Abraham get injured on that game? Because we talked about how he did his ACL.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, so speedy recovery to Tammy. They were talking about possibly him wanting to come to some teams in the Prem. Again, transfer rumour flowing by.
Yeah, of course.
And
many rumours going on.
About him going or coming to the Prem, but they mentioned possible ACL injury, so that kind of puts out any prospect, any signs of him coming to the Premier League. Because who's going to invest in somebody who's done their ACL? You know,
no, absolutely not. Like, it doesn't matter how far, like, they could be the strongest willed person, but it's just that time to
you just never know as well. Yeah,
exactly. It's just that time that you think
we'll find.
Exactly. No, you're right. But obviously, the game that I really wanted to discuss is the FA Cup final, and the first question I'm going to ask you is, obviously, was it a penalty in your wise and your experience? Like, what do you think that was a penalty?
I appreciate the compliment. No. It was one of those for me. Even if it went to get if it was my team, I'd be like, no, come on, you can't claim that. Like, it's impossible. Now I've seen it in slow mo. And I've seen him this looks like as if his hand's gone up slightly as he's come down trying to. You can't. The guy's the ball's behind him. He's just turned around. Like, nobody turns around like a flipping plank of wood rotating on the point, or like a Ross thing. Pivot.
Yeah, you can't.
You don't do that. Like, you just jump and you turn. And now for me it wasn't a penalty, but I felt because City scored so early, and the letter of the law says hand in an unnatural position. But like, what you got to do is you got to break it down. When is the hand in an unnatural? So if the player is jumping, how do you expect him to jump? Is he just doing a vertical jump with his hands by his side?
That should be. Well, if that's the case, that should be stated in the rules. You cannot jump with your arms up.
You can't jump with your arms up. Like, that's your arms up. But then again, it becomes then your hands are in an unnatural position, because when you jump with your arms up in the air.
Of course,
leverage and get so much momentum to jump higher. So you would argue that that's a natural position for the arms if you are in the air. If you're on the floor, by all means, you can't have your arms out as I'm doing for you on the camera here.
That's the basketball. That's the basketball defensive move, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But good old Mr. Atkinson.
Hey, don't. I'll be thinking about that sometimes. I think about that sometimes, and like how we actually.
Rowan?
Gavin. It was Gavin. Wasn't it? Rowan Atkinson is Mr. Bean. Is Mr. Bean.
Yeah.
But no, shout out to Mr. Atkinson. If you ever hear this, by the way, random as hell, with two students from year 6, all right, you know what we're talking about. We were the guys that revolutionized basketball in that particular part of town.
School, yeah.
Not even joking. That's not even a joke.
No, I don't even think it's town, I think it was the whole county.
We absolutely.
I remember playing,
smashed that,
and we went to one of the university, and the men's professional team said, like, "Wait, you've got them playing zone defense?" And he was like, "Yeah, they love playing zone defense." And then hits in and they were like, "What, mate?" Yeah,
we were too sick. We were too sick, bro. We won so. Yeah. Like, do you know what? We actually won 2 because it was your last year when they put it up, didn't it? And then it was my. Like, I had 1 year. I was 1 year below you, and so for them 2 years. When they set it up and everything, we actually won quite a few trophies, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? Like, against other teams. Like, don't get me wrong, other teams were like non-existent.
No, they didn't. They weren't organised at the level that we were.
No.
We arranged for our old year 6s, so like what would have been the year 7s in the year that I was there.
Yeah.
And they turned up thinking they were like the boyos, like turning up into theirs like full shorts. There we were with our PE kits and plimsolls.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean? And then we were playing in that hall. Do you remember the hall?
I do remember the hall.
The basketball things went out, so we played at the hall with the netball nets out.
Oh,
it was I remember we smacked, because we played with a netball net, so every time we had to shoot, there was no backboard.
There was no backboard. We had to aim straight for it. Yeah.
Nothing but net. Swish.
Real quick, by the way, that's all my shooting certificates that I've still got from that school. Yeah, I remember those because I remember shooting in like on netball nets. I remember that. Like, I closed my eyes. Like going up for the shot. It was netball nets. That's what it was.
And the climbing frame one side and the toilet door the other side.
Yes. Hey, look, that was some beautiful stuff, man. But
anyway,
real quick though. But when they put that court in, I couldn't believe they actually put that full court in. By the way. That was incredible. Absolutely.
He fought for that, obviously.
He did.
He really wanted a basketball team going. And he got a successful basketball team for 2 years, my year. And I think he was even successful after that as well.
The year after, possibly.
I think once he left, they started bringing people in to do the coaching, and it just wasn't the same.
No. Because there was lost interest. There wasn't enough like enthusiasm from the players either, to be honest.
And I think those certificates really helped as well. It was like a good incentive for you to continue and take it home and compete like with your friends. I remember I think I got shooter of the day, defender of the day, like obviously different times.
Yeah.
Like you say, a lot of certificates that will probably still have somewhere in a folder, gathering dust.
I can't believe I still have them, to be fair. But yeah, look, that was some beautiful stuff, and I really enjoyed it. But yeah, so basketball listeners out there, just so you know, we love that, and we played it as kids. But going back to I don't even know where. What
we were talking about the job as the basketball defenses move.
So with the penalty on Grealish, I mean, like you said. The way that he wasn't even looking and turned around, you know what I mean? And the ball just sort of just skimmed his fingernail or something. And the ref initially didn't give it, but when he didn't give it, there was this sort of tension in the stadium that you could feel. Everyone went quiet for about 30 seconds, and then all you hear is the whistle go, and then him point to the VAR, and you think, oh shit, he's going to give it here, isn't he? He's going to give it.
Yeah.
Because obviously in real time, it just looked like it just skimmed the top, where you think there's no way he's going to give this, because the proximity and the way that Grealish was actually facing and the way that he landed. But then he blew that whistle, went to VAR, and we were just like, I was watching with my dad, and he was like, yeah, he's giving this. He's giving this.
If he goes to the monitor, he's usually told that decision term, isn't it, really?
Usually to give it, yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen a referee go to the monitor and be like, no, I'm happy with the decision I gave. Doesn't matter how much you slow it down.
I wish they did that. Had the balls to turn around and be like, no, I'm happy with my decision. Because if you slow it down, everything's going to look worse. Everything's going to look worse, you know?
Exactly.
So, yeah, just the fact that he went with the VAR decision, I just think, there's no balls there.
That could be something moving forward. If they're not going to bring the communication in so we can hear what the referees are saying, it's similar to a rugby match.
Yeah.
If the referee goes to the monitor, don't slow it down. Just watch it in
real time, yeah. Watch it in real time.
Different angles.
Because that's how the match happens.
It always looks worse.
Yeah, the match happens in real time. It doesn't happen in slow motion. So you got to think of like that factor.
That's it. Exactly that.
For example, with slow motion, I mean, yeah, you could use it once you know that it's a bad tackle and you want to judge the severity of that tackle going in. Like, an ankle, for example, in real time. Oh, yeah, that's a foul. But then when you look closer, you think, oh shit, that is actually quite worse. Yeah, that's a nasty thing. But again, with slow motion, so that's one topic, by the way, that we just brought up, and I'm pretty sure the experts are talking about it, and I really hope they are, because like you said, we watched the match in full time, in real time, and just slowing anything down, it distorts everything. Yeah, it just distorts everything, to be fair. But yeah, deserved win. What do you think? Man City deserves that win. Yeah.
From what I saw, I missed the first half, obviously, because I was out. Caught the second half, and you guys were talking because I remember the fruity comments that you were pointing out about Man United, and I was like, oh, what is going on here? So obviously it was pinging car, the phone was connected to the car, so I just kept getting a notification from Siri on the car going said no, and I was like, oh, what is happening?
Oh, don't read it out. Don't read it out.
I was like, oh, now what's going on? But yeah, now when I saw the highlights, because I came in, I think I caught just before the halftime whistle got blown, and then I watched the commentary, the analysis halftime, and I saw Gundogan's goal. Wow, the first goal, just to connect.
Holy hell! Wow. Holy hell! How do you pull that out just like that? By the way, and
crazy from Man United. By the way, how have they neglected? Nobody was marking him. What were they thinking?
It was Ortega with that long range pass to Haaland, to De Bruyne's head. De Bruyne to Gundogan, dropped it down. And
Haaland won the header, didn't he? And then he dropped down to De Bruyne to Gundogan.
It happened so quickly that genuinely the Man United defence, they weren't even in position yet. No. Remember the Bournemouth game against Arsenal? When they just sort of slapped us in the first 30 seconds?
I think that's the same thing. He applied the same tactics there, because Man United probably looked to press and trying to do a high press when the ball went back to the keeper, and he thought, bring your guys forward. Long ball up to the big man.
Done.
And all of a sudden, and what is great as well, I was watching a little clip on social media of, I don't know his name, but he's quite popular. He commentates on all Man United games.
Mark Goldbridge.
I think it might be him, yeah.
Yeah. That was hilarious.
Very quickly, yeah. Do you know about the same?
Very quickly, yeah. I saw that video.
Get in.
I will forever cherish that video, because that guy lost his mind 14 seconds in. He started cussing the players out.
Yeah. What about you? Deserve win? Did you win?
Oh, yeah, I didn't have anything. I'll be honest with you. I genuinely thought they were going to lose after the penalty was given, because I thought, oh, shit, it's going to be one of those matches, is it? Where Fergie's up in the stands, the refs are from Manchester anyway, so they're just going to support him. And I'll be honest, that I thought it was going to go that way, and that would have been such a shame. facility to lose in that fashion. But at the same time, you have to blame City a little bit because they dropped their heads, for the remainder of the first half, parts of the second half, they dropped their heads, and that could have been dangerous.
When you score so early, you think, oh, it's in the bag. And then all of a sudden the other team find that little extra 5%, and now all of a sudden you're playing catch up. But I think the halftime came at the right time for them, because if you went on for a little bit longer, I think they could have gone one goal down, so they might have been 2-1 down.
Yeah, because Man United, I don't think they were that good, to be honest, playing, but they still have players that could strike.
That could be dangerous. Through the motions as well. When Casemiro was playing well, Rashford was feeding on scraps, but he started doing well. Sancho was awful.
I'm surprised he started.
Absolutely,
so surprised he started. I thought, do you know what? I think Anthony would have done a better job there. I know this sounds crazy, but when you compare Anthony to Sancho this season, I'm sorry there, Jaden, but I think Bundesliga is calling you back. You should definitely go back to Bundesliga. I think they probably would have won the title if he was there.
Yeah, maybe, that's not a bad shout.
So you could have won an actual league title instead of some, EFL energy drink cup.
Carabao Cup.
It is what it is. But deserved win. And I'll be very, very surprised if on Saturday he doesn't beat Inter. I'll be very, very surprised.
I just hope he doesn't, what's it called?
Overthink it.
Overthink it, get carried away and start doing some tactical masterpiece when in reality just play the way you're playing, drop John Stones in the middle, push your guys forward. Inter won't know what to do. Inter will try and hit on the counter, but Akanji's been pretty solid. Kyle Walker's been solid.
Edison can't hit no City team on a counter, man.
No, they're
too strong. They're too bloody strong.
Real Madrid tried to do the counter and it didn't work. Kyle Walker get Vinicius on lockdown. So, no, man, it's been pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. I'll look forward to the Champions League, but to be fair, nothing like football, is it?
No, definitely not. It's, that, again, like you said, I'm just very excited for the start of the league, and obviously I understand that the players need a rest. And we will give it to them. We will give them the rest. We will not, we will not pester them with messages. So we'll wait for them. Patiently wait for them for the pre-season as well, so we can get to watch them in pre-season.
Well, pre-season, but we've also got the excitement to see who's our team is going to sign. So obviously, at the minute, we're going for the same player again, Caicedo. My team and your team.
Of course, we are. Because Todd Bowley, has actually seen what professional football analysts and directors want. So he's like, we'll take these. Huh?
The problem was he had them and he sacked them all.
He did that.
He wanted to do his own thing. He wanted to be all of them. He wanted to be CEO, manager, chief scout, medical,
CMO, all the types of shit. Chief marketing, all that stuff.
Literally, I don't know how he's done it. But do you think he'll get Declan Rice and Caicedo? Because they're both going to cost north of 70, 80 million. Declan will cost, I was going to say three figures, but I mean three figures in the millions. I don't mean three figures in sterling.
No, of course.
Figures.
No, I think I'll be again very surprised if we get both. I know definitely one of them is going to come in, but I'll be happy if both came in, obviously. But I'll be very surprised because, like you said, they are going to cost in the region of combined close to 200 million, and it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, man, for two players, and especially when you think you got to get some reinforcements for the right back, for the centre back. Maybe you need another striker as well. Definitely need another striker. I think a different profile to Jesus. So it's
who do you want to see in though? Like a different striker. Who's out there that you could possibly get?
Exactly. Who is out there? Everyone keeps putting Vlahovic and stuff like that. I just don't think
the Juve guy.
I don't think he's the right guy for the team at all. Maybe a Tammy Abraham would have been decent, but Ivan Toney would be perfect as well. But again,
big deal.
The players that aren't available right now. So, but I'm sure Arteta will pull some crazy person out of the bag. There's a 7'2" striker who just does headers, and it's like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
we'll take that guy. Skamaka's older brother. But with Caicedo, I'm not surprised that Chelsea are trying to go in for him as well. But what do you think? Is that something that you could do?
We need him.
I'm not saying money wise, obviously.
Golo's leaving. It looks like he's going to go to PSG. Kovacic looks like he was probably on his way to City. We knew Ruben Loftus-Cheek couldn't really hold it down in that midfield position. So Enzo needs that reinforcement. If anything, by getting Caicedo, you'd like to think it's going to free Enzo up a little bit further forward.
Yeah, but more of an attacking role.
don't really want to lose Mason Mount, but looks like he wants to go. He wants to go for Champions League football because rumour is at the minute that he's not. It's not the money issue because Chelsea offered him 275,000. Apparently now it's I want to play Champions League football, and I'm thinking to myself, if that is the case, you dirty mug. Because for one season that we're not in the Champions League, thanks to your performance and your team's performance, all of a sudden now you want to jump ship.
He's jumping ship, isn't he? That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like.
And that's what I mean. Do you know what I mean? As fans, we can't do that as fans, because we love the team. And don't get me wrong, he's not a Chelsea fan. He's been at the club since he was 6 and he supports Portsmouth. So to him, it's a business. He wants to go to a bigger company or a better company with more prospect, and that's fine. Like, we get that all the time, but like, don't say you want to play Champions League football. If anything, just say I fancy a new challenge. I've done all I could for the club.
Yeah.
Word it differently. Don't say Champions League now that we missed out on. No, we only did not miss. Rephrase. Not only did we miss out on Champions League, we missed out on the top half.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, don't say now that you missed. It just didn't grab me well. That didn't sit with me. I'm really hoping it's just somebody's trying to grab a headline. I'm hoping. But either way,
it doesn't. Like you said, it doesn't. It just doesn't sound good, does it? He was at the. He was actually at the F1 Spanish Grand Prix with the rest of them, with Ben Chilwell, and Ben Chilwell was saying to Martin Brundle, he was saying, "No, he wants to move to Man United. He wants to move to Man United."
Yeah, I saw that interview him, and he asked him as well.
He wants to move to Man United. Brilliant.
And what Mason was like, I just want to enjoy today, racing, etc.
No, I don't think, to be fair, I don't think Martin Brundle actually cared that much about him. To be,
I don't think he's a football kind of guy either.
I don't think he is. He always takes the piss out of him. But I think with Mount, if that's the reason that he's decided to leave, then yeah, you're right. It's a bit on the muggish side, because you think, well, this is the team that you actually did win a Champions League with, and you're telling me you can't stick one season to prove yourself, because that's what the best players do. That's what the best players do.
Like I said to you, Todd sacked everybody.
Yeah.
But, everyone's allowed a mistake. It's an expensive mistake because it's over $500 million mistake that he's made.
It's a lot of money.
But I'd like to think the ones that hurt you the most are the ones that you learn from. So maybe, but stick about, bro. If it's not a money issue, then stick about. Stick around.
Again,
stay about.
Same players are going to be there. All your old teammates, all your current England teammates are going to be there. And all you're doing there is just solidifying some sort of legacy that you could potentially build with a Chelsea team.
And you're going to win trophies. It's not like a Spurs team where you're not going to win trophies.
Exactly. It's a winning team. It's just
won. Yeah, pretty much everything this season before.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just one season that happens. And the thing is, when you look at the Chelsea record, that's something that happens to Chelsea anyway.
Probably win the league anyway. Next year we'll probably win it. That's what we do. We finish 10th and then we go and have an incredible season after. So
my point, someone should be reminding Mason Mount of the history of Chelsea, how they do things. 2 years, 3 years to win everything. Yeah,
history of this podcast.
Right, if you listen to this podcast, then you should come on. I'll show more interest in Martin Brundle, I'll tell you right now. But
I don't know. Maybe just rumours at the minute because he's topic and it's paper sell. But for me, if that is like you say, that is muggy. But yeah, if he goes, then again we need midfielders because there's going to be a big clear out. Apparently, Pochettino's come out and said he's not going to be as accommodating as Potter. Potter was trying to play everybody, trying to keep everybody sweet. But when the squad is that big and at the elite level, you can't. That's it. They'll be kept sweet when you start winning football, and they're like,
that's it.
I need to start doing something if I want my place back in this team.
That's it. But the thing is, you have to give them something to fight for. Well, there's that many players and on them contracts, and God knows what it actually says on the contract. No, you need to put, as a manager, as a coach, as an owner, whatever it is, you need to put your foot down and just be like, look, I'm sorry, but you are not performing right now. This guy over here or these two other guys are clearly, leaps and bounds above you. So if you want your place, you're going to have to fight for it. And again, that's where you're going to get the best out of players. Complacency is pretty much a silent killer when it comes to these top level players, and Havertz proves it. Havertz has had no bloody had no competition throughout the whole season for that forward role. So he could just do what the hell he wanted. He knew Aubameyang wasn't going to come in and take it over.
Obama who?
My point exactly. So
it sound like troops, but yeah.
So Aubameyang reminds me of the word boomerang, and it's quite funny because that's the way he's gone. Really, he's bounced around.
Literally been awful.
Oh, boomerang, love it.
Boomerang
there you go.
I don't know. He's ruined his legacy as a top quality player because he was getting invited to all these Nike adverts as he was like one of these amazing strikers, and he kept saying, "I'll only go to Real Madrid" and so on and so forth. And he had a decent spell at Arsenal, but his attitude is awful.
That's what it was.
The type of player where the money's gone to his head.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, that money and fame, now he feels untouchable. He's like, oh, I'm the best. But in reality, there's always somebody else with more money than you.
Can we just,
i.e. the club president.
What did he actually win though? Like realistically throughout his career, what he won like one of the polka dot cups in Germany? What they called the polka dots? What they called? Whatever it is, the Dutch polka. Isn't that a dance? Yeah. I'm sure that's a dance, right? Deutsche polka, whatever. Polka, all that stuff. And with Arsenal, he won the FA Cup. So like, okay, fair enough. You won an FA Cup, but it's Arsenal. Like we win FA Cups all the time. It's what we do. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So again, I'm trying to say there's nothing special. He hasn't achieved anything more than that. CL's, I think, was he in that team, in that Dortmund team when they went to the final against Bayern? I think he was.
Sure.
I don't know if he joined the year after. I'm not too sure on that one. But again, I think he was playing for those. But he didn't win. He didn't win.
No.
There's nothing there apart from a couple of sort of. I don't want to say Mickey Mouse cups, by the way, because the FA Cup is far from that.
Yeah,
but I'm just trying to make a point. I'm trying to make a point here. Okay? I'm trying to emphasize extra hard on this point.
Yeah, apart from the FA Cup, he's not really won anything worth shouting about and bragging about for you to be classed as a world-class striker.
Where's the 30 goals? Where's the 30 goals a season? Harry Kane's doing that in a shit Spurs team. He's doing that right now. And again, look, you can't hate on Harry Kane. I just hate the fact that he's still there and he's still insisting on being at that shit team.
We just feel sorry for him at the minute now, isn't it? It's becoming to the point where we think, bro, just leave.
You got to, man. I'll take you somewhere. I'll come in my Ford Fusion. I'll pick you up, bro. You don't even need to call anyone. We need limos and stuff.
Fusion trip.
Exactly. Fuse it together with a better team. Gotcha.
You win.
40% of Tottenham's goals, by the way, this season have come from Harry Kane.
Wow.
The highest in the league. The highest in the league.
Leaves, by the way, where will Spurs finish?
If they played like this season and Harry Kane wasn't there, so take away 30 goals. Have a look at the table. If you get a chance, right? It's 30 goals, minus 30 goals from Harry Kane in the league, and then tell me where Spurs would be, for example.
It'll be insane.
It's just, they're definitely within the 16th, 15th, 16th. Yeah, I think so. But look, yeah. So with Harry Kane, it's one of those things. But with Chelsea and Mason Mount, like you said, if that was the reason, then yeah, just a bit shitty. Considering you have to give this team that's given you everything, and they are willing to give you more. You have to give them a bit more time, at least one more season. If next season you finish 10th again or 11th, then yeah, fair enough. You've got every right to move. But
you can be like, you know what? I think that's what he thinks as well. He probably thinks he's not believing in what they're trying to do, and I can understand why, because it's hard to see what direction we go in, what's our style of play, what's our recruitment policy. Well, we know what Arsenal want and go for them in terms of recruitment. But yeah, so maybe he's thinking, do you know what, let me jump ship now, because if I sign a 5-year contract, then I'm stuck here for 5 years, because nobody's going to want to come and pay the 85 million. Whereas this way, he's got a bit more of he can dictate a little bit more. I want to go to Man United. I want to go 1 year left. You'll lose me next year for nothing. You might as well sell me now, get something. And that's what Chelsea need. They need to get something for him, because whatever we get,
leverage, really, isn't it?
It's that, but it's also whatever we get for him is 100% profit, because he's an academy player.
Yeah.
And we definitely need some profits in the team. So that's why they're looking to sell Trevor Chalobah to Inter. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is apparently may go to AC Milan. Who is it? Conor Gallagher, possibly Newcastle. Mason Mount, Man United. So all of a sudden, if we sell those players, that's over 100. That's over 100 million, because Mason. There's rumors that Mason's going to go for 75 million, which I think is like fucking hell.
Nah,
that's. Listen,
yeah, I don't know how to feel. I don't know how I feel about that. Like,
well, they're trying to give us the Man United are trying to. I'm going to say sweeten the deal, but there is no sweetness in there. It's just bitter.
Harry Maguire.
Harry Maguire plus 30 million.
Wow, that is not acceptable. I'd rather lose Mason Mount on a free, to be honest with you. So no, Mason Mount. I know you listen to this podcast. Please make the right decision for your own career. Don't go to...
But you guys want him as well, though, isn't there? Is there rumours that Arsenal may want him as well?
There was some interest, but I don't think anything to it, to be honest. No, nothing concrete. But then again, Arteta may come out next week, be like, oh, by the way, we bought Mason Mount. Just randomly. All right, cool.
You got Jorginho. Nobody wanted Jorginho, and then all of a sudden he's like, he's gone to Arsenal.
Yeah, there you go. No, yeah, I mean, there's not much really happening right now in terms of football. Which, like I said, players are on a break. There's not many decisions ready to be made from them in terms of transfer into different teams. So I know we will cover more of that on the pod, because as the news comes through, we'll round it up as we've done now. But look, Rick. By the way, before we move on to F1, do you have anything else that you want to add on the football?
I just want to say how Brighton have been fucking mugs. Offered for Levi what's his surname? Colwill, I think his surname is, a Chelsea player. They offered 30 million, right? But yet they want to sell us flipping Cucurella. Well, they sold us, not want to. Cucurella for 60 million and flipping Caicedo for like something ridiculous of like 85 million, 80 million. But for a young coming centre-back who was there with them, they offered Chelsea 30 million. They're like, oh yeah, we'll buy him off you for 30 million. He had a fantastic season with them. Like, no, hold on a minute. If you're going to buy him, you're going to buy him for 70 million.
Yeah. I mean,
just like they just want to sell their players for like overinflated prices, yet buy them on the cheap. Like, what do you think this is? Like, go abroad, get the fags, and bring them back in the UK so they can sell them at a fag house.
Like, do you think you kidnapped Chelsea Clinton?
Oh, that's it. Yeah,
that's literally it. By the way, I think
if anybody falls for it, they need to rinse them out, because they've got money and they will make money. Brighton, and
they will, but there will come a point as well where other teams, big teams, will just be like, you know what? Fair enough. You don't want to sell him to us, you keep him. And sometimes it's difficult to offload those players in Europe. You know what I mean? Like, no one's going to afford a Caicedo 85 million to go to their team.
In Europe, Caicedo won't cost you 85 million.
No, I'm just saying, for example, like, you can't offload Caicedo. So it's like, well, we've offered you 80 million, for example, but you want to sell him for 90, but then you're trying to sell him off in Europe, but they're never going to offer you anything close to that. Do you know what I mean? So there's going to come a point where Brighton,
somebody coming into Brighton and saying like, oh, here's 50 million, 60 million for Caicedo.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's obviously they're trying it, but big teams, they're going to come to realize, be like, all right, you know what? There's no point pushing this, or like, sort of jumping the gun and going, oh yeah, we'll sign it for 110 million, where next year they're going to lower that price to about 70, because they're going to realize we still can make some money here. We're not going to make 110, but we can still make a cool 70 mil on these players. And let's face it, Caicedo, I mean, he's the player that a few months ago was only on $5,000, $6,000 a week or something like that. Again, I say only in comparison to the others. Let's just be clear. Let's just be clear. So all of a sudden, a player who's earning $5,000 to $6,000, or let's say $16,000 or $15,000, whatever it was, to be worth 85 million a season later. It's like, yeah, you were good this season, but were you? Do you know what I mean? Are you
85 million good? Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, or 60 plus. Maybe he was worth 20 million back then, because he was still young. Is he worth the extra 60, 70 million on top of that initial fee? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. Overhype. Same with Declan Rice. Was he really that good, or was he really good in a shit West Ham team?
But not 100. Yeah, that's it. Shit in a West Ham team. So maybe like that, the whole diamond in the rough, you could argue, but still like 100 million for a Declan Rice. It's that same comparison that we talked about Jude Bellingham as well, where one of our dear friends put on the group chat, and we saw those stats and we're like, wait, what? Is that it?
Nah.
Is that it? Like,
31 games, 6 goals, 5 assists, or 5 goals, 6 assists, whatever it was, right? I'm sorry, but for a player who is touted to be 120 million to go to Real Madrid, to one of the best historical teams, to have those stats on a full season, no.
He'll get found out. Like, many players have gone to Madrid and they've just gone, look, actually, like I said, yeah, you're nothing really, so we're going to start booing you now. Because Madrid fans are going to be ruthless.
Of course they're going to be ruthless. They expect the best.
Benzema was there with BBC. Benzema, Bale and Cristiano. Benzema was the worst player out of that group, so he got booed majority of the time.
Yeah, he did. But then they realised, oh wait, actually he's our real hero. He's the hero that we don't need, but we deserve, or something, isn't it? What was that?
He's left as well.
Yeah. So with Bellingham, yeah, I'm glad that you brought that up, by the way, because that was just, I couldn't stop looking at those stats and thinking, this can't be real, but it is real. And mate, Jude, if you come to the Premier League with those stats, you are nothing but mediocre. You are nothing but mediocre. Do you know what I mean? And
no chance. I don't know. When I try to compare these guys, Caicedo, Jude Bellingham, I think he's more of a CDM type of player. Declan Rice CDM as well. But I think what N'Golo Kante offered Chelsea and Leicester both seasons when he won the league back to back, and continued to offer Chelsea in that Champions League run, and then in all the runs, to be fair, every time he's played N'Golo Kante, you're like, yeah, actually he's played really well there. Don't get me wrong, he's not going to win the ball 100 times. He's been injured so many times. He's not on full fitness at all still. But you just think to yourself, is Caicedo and N'Golo Kante prime? Because when you're thinking 80 million, you need him to be prime N'Golo Kante or Makelele. When you're thinking 120 million, 100 million, you need him to be at the very best
You
of the
need them
players
to
that
be
you
like a Zidane reincarnate at that point. You know what I mean? Like you need to be at the,
right?
yeah.
And for me, I just don't think they are. So I just go back to, is the media just trying to change the narrative and kind of force it on us now how amazing these players are? If they're hearing 80 million for Caicedo, I know he's not English or British. It's just to deal with, okay, this might sell. Caicedo, 80 million. Arsenal want him, 80 million. Chelsea want him. Man United want him. PSG want him. And that starts selling the news outlets. So even the pundits then start going, well, yeah, he's a bright boy. He's a young boy, and he can do this, and he's a young boy.
That's some Alan Shearer right there. That's what that is. You were trying to imitate Alan Shearer there, weren't you? I saw it. I heard it.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, he's a young boy, but like, Christ, there's other young men about.
Yeah. No, it's.
And we've talked about English players, haven't we? Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, over inflation.
Yeah, no, with Jude Bellingham again, I still can't get over it, and I kind of hope that it's going to get better for him if he joins another big team. But again, to go from Dortmund to Real Madrid in that swoop without like a sort of middle team in the Premier League, if you will. I'm not talking like a mid-table team. I'm talking like a stepping stone, if you will.
Yeah.
Then I just like in Liverpool, as good as Liverpool have been in the last 3-4 years, there still would be a stepping stone to Real Madrid. As in, like, do you know what I mean? Like no one dreams of going to Liverpool. Like let's just be honest.
To Real Madrid, unless you're going to City, current City team, you'd argue like you're up there. But historically, Real Madrid
even with City, how long is that shine going to last once Pep Guardiola leaves?
When Pep leaves, like just same way the Man United shine lasted. Exactly. When Fergie left, the very next season they'll go straight mediocre.
And I look forward to that day. I genuinely look forward to that day because I'm sick of it.
Company's going to be that guy. Like they're probably going to try and get company afterwards.
I think so as well. I think so. Yeah,
that's similar to what Arteta's doing with Arsenal, kind of that attacking, attractive football. It'll be a similar thing for company as well. But
if company does well this season, and I'm not talking like Europe. I mean, to be fair, anything can happen. Anything could happen though. You could go Conference League just randomly. Random as hell, go on that run. I think
it's going to be that tight next year. I'm sorry, this easy next year for the Fulhams, the Brightons, and so on. Like Brighton have been doing well consistently, 11, 10, 8, 9. But like this year is because Spurs were so poor, Chelsea were awful. Like Chelsea was started off decent, were like third, and then all of a sudden we just dropped once Todd Bowley decided to apply his own methods to it. Like we just went down and down and down. And like I said to you before, if we didn't have those 11 points from Thomas Tuchel, we would have been relegated. 11 points, and you look at the tally now, I think we're like 42, 43. That is relegation point.
That's scraping it. But, and again, Thomas Tuchel was the guy that kept the team up, which is,
Thomas Tuchel was the guy that wanted AuBOOMERang, and we're like, everybody said why, and said, okay, listen, we trust in you, mate. You've done well. We've got no reason to doubt you. You've won some trophies. Obviously, you won the Champions League. You won the Club World Cup and so on. But then he got sacked. AuBOOMERang turned up to training expecting TT to be there. Yeah. Like, my guy's somewhere else. And you're like, oh.
Instead of TT, you got GP. So, and not the good kind either.
My guy is on it tonight.
I am on it tonight. I'm on fire tonight.
You need to put a bell.
Speaking of fire, definitely would like to fire some of the Ferrari mechanics.
Yeah, not bad, eh?
No. In terms of football, I personally don't have anything else to add until we get some more news coming out. But I do want to say this last thing though. I was listening to an Arsenal podcast, and there's a guy called Clive Palmer, and personally, I think he's one of the best people that I can listen to when it comes to breaking down and analyzing a game, especially an Arsenal game. Like he knows exactly what he's talking about, and he does it in the most calmest voice. Like, when you ask a teacher, like, "Oh, can you explain this to me?" They're like, "All right, I'll tell you what. Come here, let me explain to you. This is how it happens." And then they break it down in front of you, and you think, "Damn, that is brilliant." How
now I get
it. Yeah. And this guy, it just makes sense. And he was asked the question about the referees, going back to the Grealish moment. Sorry, not the Grealish moment, the Roma moment when Anthony Taylor was getting abused, and he was like, one thing to remember is, without these referees, we wouldn't have the game that we like to watch.
Yeah,
and
full stop.
I was just like, wow, that is the simplest thing anyone could say, but it makes so much sense. And he's right. Yeah. If we don't have the referees, the game cannot go on. or at least the game that we know and love now. It'll just be anarchy and chaos.
Yeah.
So I really love that quote, and I just wanted to give that a shout out, obviously because I know Clive and everyone else listens from the Arsenal community. We're important out there. We're important out there. So
some of us, we're the best analyzers of the game, but you think Clive, everybody's got their heroes. It's fine.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, of course. I mean, that's what I'm learning from the best.
Yes,
but we'll touch on F1 before we bring this podcast to an end, because
what's going on. What I heard, and I don't know,
God.
but they start. Why would they start on hard tires and then pit him before the people on the soft tires? And this is Leclerc and the whole strategy, right? What was going on? He
started off from. He had a terrible weekend. All weekend, terrible weekend. He had new parts on the car. He had the new gearbox put in. That's why he started from the pit lane, by the way. And you think, okay, fair enough. You start from the pit lane, so you're going to be last, obviously. You start him on the hard tires because you want to extend his stint, right? That's what you think. Any normal person watching F1, casual watchers, whatever, you think, hard tires, he's last. Okay, we want him to gain as many positions as possible from the people in front who are starting mostly on mediums, right?
Yeah.
So you extend the stint. Again, that's the goal. You think, all right, Ferrari, I see what you're saying. All right, let him cook. You know what I mean? Let him cook. Yeah. Throw him in the frying pan real quick. Like, sizzle, make him sizzle. And then 17 laps in, they decide to pit Leclerc and Sainz, and I'm thinking, wait, first of all, how are you pitting both of your drivers when they're both on two different tires? Carlos Sainz was on mediums because he was chasing the pack. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how are you changing both tires, both drivers at the same time within a lap of each other? Like, how are you doing this? That strategy just made no sense. Even Crofty, the commentator was like, why would Ferrari do this? Because there was no danger of rain. There was nothing else going on. The drivers in front, again, they don't have the pace, or at least the perceived pace that the Ferrari has. So why would you bring him in? Can you just explain it? I don't know.
I don't know neither. I can't. You would like to think, okay, he's probably trying to bring him in to get the faster tires because he's getting some pace or get it going. So the softer tires or the mediums. But like you say, if you're changing both drivers' tires, why would you do that? Like, what is the strategy behind that? Because you can understand if they're both on hards, lads, we made a mistake, let's rectify it early. Or if they're both on super softs or softs, whatever, okay, we've gone 17 laps is enough now, let's get some hard tyres or something. But they're on different tyres. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me at all, to be honest with you. But like you said, Ferrari have been awful all season, man. I feel like something... Ferrari this season had been like Chelsea. Started off pretty decent at the start. And you think to yourself, actually, oh, okay, we've got some investment. We're going to do something. And then all of a sudden, okay, let's try again next week or next calendar.
And then all of a sudden it's the end of the season and you've just been poor as fuck.
Yeah. Well, what is it? I think they're fourth in the championship, aren't they?
Yeah, Mercedes are taking over. And Alpine are very close to taking over as well.
Is Alpine close to taking over as well?
Very close.
Aston Martins are up there, aren't they?
Aston Martins are up there as well, yeah. So I think it's Red Bull, Aston Martin, Mercedes, and then Ferrari. Yeah. I think that's the actual working order.
I think Aston Martin just got pipped by
Mercedes.
Yeah, I think so, by them finishing.
Of course, they did. Yeah. That's right. Because Alonso didn't do so well in the Spanish GP. But I mean, going back to Ferrari with the tires again, like you just let him build up some sort of distance between the drivers. And again, they brought him in to put him onto softs. And you're thinking, right, you put him on softs on the 18th lap, and there was another 30 plus laps to go. The softs are never going to last that long. So why just put him on the mediums if you're going to change tires that quickly, which again, shouldn't have. But if you're going to change tires that quickly, then you put him on a medium because at least they can extend the mediums as much as possible for 30 laps. But the problem that Ferrari are having, and from what I'm listening and what I'm hearing out there in the F1 world, is that they're having trouble with the actual downforce of the car on the tires. They just can't get the right temperatures. They can't get that perfect sweet spot that the Red Bulls and the Mercedes are having with their tires. It's too peaky apparently. So the tires, they peak quite early and then that's it. But obviously, in an F1 race, you can't have that. So there's something wrong either with either the suspension's something wrong, or the downforce, or the tunnels underneath the car that are sort of creating the drag. Just something is happening that is, causing this problem with Ferrari. And it's just a disappointment. Like I don't even know how to vent anymore because I think my family's getting sick of me just venting about Ferrari, just walking around the house going, the fucking shit, because they really frustrate me. That's just stop making noises. That's the only thing that deserves. So with them, I don't know. First of all, I just don't think Leclerc is or should be as highly rated driver as he is. I don't think so. Because he hasn't proven himself. He's been at Ferrari for 5 years and he has not proven himself with anything. Like, he's done nothing there. A few pole laps, fair enough. Nice one lap pace, great. Okay, but that's, we're talking about a full 55 lap race now. So how do you translate that one lap to 55 laps?
Would that be his fault if he gets called to box, or would you like to see a bit more of Lewis in him in the sense of making his own decisions, when to box or when to kind of like go against orders?
At the end of the day, the mechanics, the technicians. Sorry, I was going to say the technicians, they rely on data. Do you know what I mean? And this guy is out there driving the car, so he should know, like, at very least, what's going on with it. Not ask them, oh, what do we do? What do we do? There's too many of what do we do's rather than I'm going to do, Like Sainz last year, he didn't have his best season with Ferrari. He had a decent one, but he made his decisions. He was like, nah, I'm not coming in for them tires. Let me out. Unfortunately, in that race in Austria, his car caught fire, which is, definitely Ferrari's fault. Yeah, that's Ferrari's fault. But he made the decision to carry on, and he almost had that race. He should have had that race. It is what it is. But you have to be more assertive. You have to be a championship driver. Like, no one's telling Max Verstappen you're boxing for these tires, mate. No one's telling him that. He's like, yo, I'm going to come in when I'm good and ready. I've got a bit more life in these tires. I'll extend it. And that's what he did. And that's what he's done constantly in the last 3 races.
It's getting boring now, to be fair. Like, watching him all the time. Like, the sport's losing.
This is why I lost interest beginning.
But Formula One as an industry need to do something to bring some other drivers back into it. Like, that's why I was excited when I saw Hamilton and Russell getting quite high up, because I wanted to see. Because I think if anybody's going to catch them up, it's probably going to, not catch up is the wrong word, but put a bit of a fight in the battles in Canada and the remaining calendar, is possibly Lewis Hamilton and Russell in their cars.
Yeah, especially with the new side pods and everything like that. Yeah.
But I saw all the media is talking about, you're going to let the drivers race, when they interviewed, what's his name? Christian. Is it Christian?
Christian Horner.
Christian Horner, yeah, they interviewed him and he's like, maybe now that Checo knows that he can't catch Max, maybe that will take the pressure off him and, he can just go and enjoy his racing. And I thought to myself, you were never going to allow him to catch Max. Like, that's that's a political answer.
He tried the last 2 races and then they were like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Wait, no. This cannot happen. This cannot happen. We can't let Checo do this. But which, it's Red Bull, and that's what they've always done.
Yeah,
Christian Horner just always comes out and just talks shit about this situation. First driver, second driver. Oh, no, we don't have it. Yeah, but you clearly do. All right, because all of a sudden, coincidentally, and I do the quotation marks by the way, as you can see, coincidentally, Perez's car hasn't been performing in the last 2 races after Perez won. I wonder what's happened there then. See, I don't know. I genuinely don't know, right? And I don't want to fall into conspiracies or anything like that, but I don't know how the Red Bull is so fast. I don't get it. To gain 30 kilometers an hour, even with DRS open, like, you know what I mean?
That is insane.
It's insane. That is a whole different engine in there. That's a whole different electrical engine in there or something.
Something's happening there now.
I don't know. Something's going on. I don't know what it is. Maybe they're doing some daft shit like Braun did back in the days of the double diffuser. I don't know, because again, they don't let us see the underneath of the cars. I don't know what's happening underneath there.
Yeah.
So it's becoming a problem. And this is, like I said, this is why I fell out of love with the sport way back in when Lewis was winning like his 4th title. I was like, nah, whatever.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
I think for me though, it's different because I'm always like, I want the underdog to win it, and then when the underdog becomes the top dog, I'm like,
next.
Because Vettel was winning 4 years, 4 championships on the bounce.
Yeah.
Excuse me, on the bounce. I was like, oh come on, I want Lewis to win. I want Lewis. And then Lewis started winning, and I was like, oh.
Okay.
And now I want Max.
Something else. You got Rosberg, and everyone was like, "Oh, brilliant! Is this? Oh, wait, he retired. Oh, okay. So Lewis is going to win again then."
wanted to touch on that. I'm glad you brought it up. Like, he was going to be quite harsh on the way that he was critiquing Checo's performance as well. It's like, oh, Checo didn't have a very good... When he was interviewing Christian Horner along with the other presenters. And Christian was like, no, now that you've gave up your seat, you're out here critiquing the...
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, you know what, bro? Like, relax. You chickened out. You won one championship and you thought, you know what? I'm leaving straight away.
I think so.
I've won. I'm leaving now. I'm going to go do YouTube and punditry and so on. Like, no, man, you should have stayed. Like, you were a young lad. You can still race. Lewis Hamilton is still doing it. But I think he chickened out. Like, he was like,
I think
you
he
know
did.
what?
I think he did. He potentially could have gone to win up another championship a year after.
Well, he could have gone somewhere else if he didn't feel the love at Mercedes. If he felt like a second child, then go somewhere else.
Rosberg Vettel in the Ferrari. I think that would have been cool as hell, to be honest. Or Rosberg Raikkonen or whatever it was at the time. So you're right. I'm not a big fan of Nico Rosberg. I never have been. Just the fact that he quit the sport the way he did. He'll give whatever reasons, like, oh no, I achieved everything I wanted to do. Okay, all right then. So everyone just wants to win one championship. Okay, it makes no sense. Go tell Michael Jordan, like, yo, you won one championship. Don't go win another 5, please.
One,
No. You don't need to do that, mate. But So. Interestingly, on Hamilton and Russell, obviously they had that little coming together.
What happened there?
So Sainz was in front, and basically Russell saw it, like he didn't see Hamilton sneaking up. So he moved real quick, and obviously, luckily nothing crazy happened. But it was definitely Russell's fault, and he came out and said, "Look, I didn't see him at that time, and because the Ferrari moved late, that's why he reacted." And then obviously Lewis was trying to take him from the inside, and Russell just sort of moved over. But
again, this ends up accountability and said, all of me.
They were both like decent at the end. At the end of qualifying, they were like, "Yeah, it happened." Luckily we walked away from it, nothing crazy. So it was good to see. It was good to see. I mean, for the rest of the field, Ocon doing well, the Gaslys are doing well. Tsunoda, he was going to do well, but he got the 5-second penalty. Still ahead of De Vries, though.
To be fair for that one, I don't know, that penalty did not look like at any point. It looked like he left enough room. Tsunoda, got all Yuki. It looked like he left enough room there. I understand the pace of the car and the speed of the car, but listen, if you're going to go around the outside,
we've said this before, and
he's not going to give you loads of room.
We've said this before with the Hamilton Verstappen situation, and the thing is, when you look at Yuki's tires, they're pointed right, so away from the other car. So he's already hit the apex. He's coming right.
That's it.
So I'm sorry, but no, you shouldn't be given that as a penalty.
He's straight in his steering wheel. Like the moment he hit the chicane, his tires stayed pointing in direction on the
car.
Exit.
The car was a natural movement off the exit. You can't really help that. And at the exit, that's when you shouldn't be going around the outside because that is dangerous. So I totally agree. I don't think Yuki. I think it was a bit unfair on Yuki, to be honest. But again, still ahead of De Vries, I believe.
The prick.
Even with the penalty? Yeah, so I think De Vries' time is going to be coming up.
I'm glad
I'll be honest with you.
Since that interview, he has ruined... Yeah. Well, we spoke about this before, hasn't he? Like, since the interview came out, he's just ruined it.
Oh, we hated him from the beginning, didn't we? We're like, nah, bro.
I think, you can think that and you can believe that, but just articulate in a different way.
Don't articulate it. Just keep that to yourself until you prove it on the.
You know what? We're teammates, but when we're racing, everybody's out there for themselves. You sit there on your own. Do you know what I mean? I wish him best, but I'm going to go out there and give my absolute best because I love being a Formula One driver, and this is my first season, etc. This is a dream, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to come out there and say, I'm not here to make friends,
not here to make friends, and we all know that Yuki, he's trying to do this
or something, did he? Yeah, come on,
you pedantic asshole.
But now look at him now.
Yeah, I think after the summer break, or just before, probably they'll put Danny Rick in that car. Because obviously he's a Red Bull reserve driver, and he saw AlphaTauri. Yeah. So I think they'll put him in there, and probably the best decision that AlphaTauri would make, to be honest, because they know Danny Rick will fight. He knows he won't have the car, and he knows he's not going to fight for first or top 3, but he can put up a good fight against Yuki, to be honest. And I would love to see Danny Rick back in the seat. So will I. The sport's missing, Ricardo. Yeah, I would love to see that. But like I said, the rest of the field, the McLarens, unfortunately for Norris, he had a bit of a bump. He had to change his wing after the first lap, which was, I think, who was it who ran over him? Was it Hamilton? I think it was Hamilton. Yeah, Hamilton hit him. Yeah. So obviously, wing got smashed. I think it was the end plate, and that was all she wrote for Norris's race for the rest of the the rest of the day.
In the very next lap, or like at the end.
That's
at
it,
the end
yeah,
of that
yeah.
lap,
You had to, yeah. It dropped down to like 19th, and yeah, that was pretty much all she wrote. And yeah, for the rest of them, yeah, they're doing all right. It's been good. Like, you know, apart from the, you know, Verstappen winning, everything else underneath has been quite good to watch. Nice battles going on, and you know, Ocon trying to kill Alonso yet again. So it's, I just, you know, to defend that late, to move your car that late on the straight, it's, yeah, that is just pure lethal. That is fatality written all over it. Because if Alonso was a second quicker, or like half a second quicker, was alongside him, bang, he would have gone straight over that wall. So yeah, I don't want to see that shit. Definitely don't want to see that shit. I'm all for exciting races, but I want the drivers to survive. All right, so let's just keep that clear. But yeah, I mean, do you want to add anything else to the F1?
I just didn't like Christian Horner's comment about Russell got away with a corner cut. Apparently, like I was just reading here as well, like on the first lap.
But he couldn't.
Difference is ensuring Sergio Perez missed out on third, and I'm thinking, like, what's he talking about? The thing is,
he couldn't rejoin though. He couldn't rejoin, and Perez. Let's not forget, Perez has got a Red Bull car, which is a lot faster than the Mercedes. Perez started. Where did Perez start? Was it behind? Wasn't it?
In front of Russell, one or the other.
Yeah, in front of Russell, and Russell came back and actually took third. So you know, you can't blame. You know, and plus the thing is, the whole incident with Russell, he had to go around the outside. He couldn't. There was no safe rejoin, so he just went around the outside and he carried on. But there was no real advantage gained, so I don't know why. But again, it's Christian Horner, and it's Christian Horner.
I was going to say, is it him? Like,
it's just Christian Horner. Yeah, he's always chatting about stuff.
I've got nothing else, so send us out.
But yeah, no worries. Yeah, thank you so much for listening. We will obviously be back maybe throughout the week, over the weekend, with brand new episodes. And if you want to hear more from us, then please find us on NESportscast, at NESportscast, on Twitter and Instagram. I'll get there in the end. And
how are you spelling?
That's actually with the E-L. And yeah, so thank you so much for listening. Rick, take care, stay safe, stay alert.